AI.
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 Everybody's totally gay for AI. Funny story to start off with, I was at Waffle House the other day and I was reading an article about OpenAI, and this guy ended up asking me about ChatGPT, and I tried to tell him about DeepSeek, but he just called me a queer. Most of it is, for all intents and purposes, digital garbage.
Hell no, man. What the fuck?
But there are some AIs lending a huge hand in creating pretty incredible results by assisting us with recreating voices or using word prompts to create nearly lifelike visualizations, or using a static digital image and the data within it to generate a totally imaginary video with forward-thinking technology or logic or whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a racist.
What? No.
But what if I was to tell you that people were literally buying results generated by AI? That sounds like it'd suck, right? But let me be more specific. Let me just crank the suck up to 11 for you. I mean, what if people were buying things that were generated by AI after just a prompt? Like a 2-sentence Midjourney prompt. And that's it. I'm gonna be so fucking rich, dude. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm just like every other person out there. You know, when I heard what the latest LLMs were capable of, I only had one thought. How can I use this to make as much money as possible from naive, unsuspecting, unscrupulous people? Oh, what's that? That's not what you thought? Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. Somebody definitely did. The moral foundation of our corporate overlords has completely sloughed away from something that resembled a tiny, dry, shriveled prune for a penis to the front of a Ken doll.
Come on, I got no dick, man.
Well, gee, John, maybe there's a good reason. You know, you don't own a corporation. You don't know how hard it could be. Have you ever thought about the other side? Yes. I have thought about the other side, actually. I can tell you that something that further greases the frighteningly deep pockets of billionaires is, in fact, not something that I give any sort of shit about. I think I've uncovered what might be one of the most gratuitous attempts to siphon money from customers in history. And I so badly want to say stupid customers in particular. But as much as it pains me to admit, it wouldn't be fair to call those that aren't as privy to the information stupid. Because unfortunately, I'm aware that not everyone's so chronically online like me. So yeah, I've heard about stores taking this ultra low quality, low effort AI regurgitation and dishing it out to customers on a proverbial silver spoon. I know that we're all told that big corporations are just milking you for every last cent your measly soul is worth, but let's think about this for a second. Corporations need to meet and exceed shareholder expectations, not only year over year, but quarter over quarter. A healthy company in a capitalistic society needs steady growth constantly, not all at once. So if they're at the point that they're using AI to fill in the gaps where they aren't paying labor costs, is there a bigger story to be told? It's really kind of a fascinating apocalyptic type of theory if you let your mind wander for a bit. If they're using AI at this point, that means that they're not only milking their customers, they're also starving their own labor force. If companies are using AI to this degree, could it spell for greater fears to come? Before we get our hot silky panties in a bunch, we need to investigate and see what's actually happening. But not just by looking at catalogs online. No, that wouldn't make this video long or interesting enough, you silly goose. Instead, I borrowed a vehicle that was left with the keys inside for anyone to use. Hey! And the first stop was Target. I'll be honest with you, I really didn't expect to find anything at Target. I mean, out of all the retailers, Target seems to have their shit together pretty tight. Compared to Walmart, Target seems to have a higher quality range of products, a better trained and much more helpful staff, and although the price is, from my experience, ever so slightly higher, I don't have to worry about getting stabbed by a price match gone wrong at Target. I had heard that one of the more targeted areas of AI merchandise was wall art, so I went ahead and started there, which, to be honest with you, seems to be strangely close to the entrance of most of the retailers that I went to. I don't know how to design a retail store, but I'd imagine that there's probably a very profit-driven reason for that. Also, I guess they don't want people to steal their sweet-ass bison portrait. Hey, what animal is that?
I think it's a Highland cow.
Bison confirmed. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I really went the distance to try to nail these Target bastards right in their whore's red bullseye. I even devised a plan to find this needle in the haystack that I was sure would work. That plan was these stupid-ass greeting cards. Holy shit, this was gonna be a goldmine. Except, there wasn't a single one! Okay, fine, I've been bested by the Target deities, and there's no greeting card AI, but maybe the toys? Kids are pretty stupid, they won't care about AI. Nope! None! On any toys, from any range! Big zip on the puzzles too! I went to the seasonal section. I heard that people last year were finding ridiculous AI on those trash Danish cookies that everyone's grandma uses to store sewing supplies, but this was an understandable bust as it wasn't the right season for that particular section anymore, so... Next stop, Dollar Tree. I checked the map before I left home and I knew that the Dollar Tree was near Target, but after 15 minutes of driving, I literally couldn't find it. I don't know what happened. I guess the map might have gotten corrupted, or maybe it was... What's that? Oh, it's because I'm an idiot and I didn't turn my head 45 degrees? Had I turned my head to the right when I left Target, I would have noticed that the Dollar Tree was literally less than 100 yards away. But instead, I continued to disappoint my ancestors long after their passing by failing at the most basic of human tasks. My rationale for going to the Dollar Tree was that, I think that bargain stores are designed to leech off the disenfranchised by offering cheap, shoddily made products for cheap. You might have heard of something similar to this before. It's often referred to as the Boots theory.
Oh shit!
Okay, close, not quite. It's a socioeconomic theory that a man who could afford $50 had a pair of boots that would still be keeping his feet dry in 10 years' time, while a poor man who could only afford cheap boots would have spent $100 on boots in the same time and would still have wet feet. Basically, it's saying that being poor costs more money in the long run, which is no shit. Now, while I think that's right as a whole, they're definitely not doing it with AI. There's an Easter section right away, which, as you'd guess, is just cheap physical product. A bunch of foreign plastic that'll sit for decades after Little John forgot to pick up the 47th Easter egg that Aunt Janie hid in a drunken stupor. And my greeting card theory, that was a bust as well. You have no idea how many greeting cards I looked at for this video. I was so dead set on this, but once again, it failed. For now. Next stop, Walmart. You might have heard that this brand, Proper Good, has these AI pictures on their packages for cheeseburger soup and pizza soup. Yeah, no shit, what the fuck? I thought you had to have your jaw wired shut to resort to that, but I guess now people are paying money for it? And yeah, look at this, they're definitely AI. One of the things that I've noticed is that the reflectivity of objects seems to be kind of always off with AI, as well as the general texture displayed, and especially the porosity. A lot of things that I've seen come out of AI just kind of looks like clay with a spray of gloss or enamel on top. And you know what? I'm not even gonna fault the company for using AI for this. I mean, what the hell do you want them to do? Take a picture of a Big Mac or a Whopper and get sued? Take a picture of the burger soup like it's a great indication of what it'll taste like?
So good and tasty?
Okay, yeah, there's the argument that they should have paid an artist. I get that. But I think we need to pick our battles, you know what I mean? They're trying a new type of product, and from what I've heard, I think this company was started by some guy and ended up on Shark Tank.
We're based in Austin, Texas, and together we are the sibling founders of Proper Good.
So, I mean, we're really not that far off from this specific brand just being some schlub in his garage, grinding up burger juice and glopping it into a bag.
What?
It's not an art company, and their other products seem to have photos of the actual soup themselves. So I'm not gonna chastise Proper Good for this one, but I do have my eyes on y'all. Walmart has a house brand called Great Value. Shout out my Great Value gang! Which is, objectively, some of the most disgusting stuff out there. I used to eat literally everything from Walmart when I was in college, and I know that they've increased their standards of quality, or have they? But I definitely knocked off a few years of my life stuffing that gruel into me. I'm sorry, Great Value gang. But yeah, anyway, I figured Great Value would be a likely candidate for some AI slop, but in the whole store, none. No other brand or product that I could personally find had any obvious AI. Now, I didn't check the furniture aisle or the shelves of motor oil, but you know damn well I'm not looking at a piece of furniture with my eyes to say that it's not AI. A pair of breasts, though? Even the cereal, the stuff that I thought that they use AI to make it look crazy and then have kids go gaga for Great Value puffs. Nothing. What about the dog food? Dogs don't care. We're not eating it. Why should we give a shit? But there was nothing. Cat food, nothing. The seasonal section, the Easter aisle, the cards. Oh my God, the cards. My master plan to dismantle the oligarchy by exposing their callous misdeeds. It was all coming apart at the seams. And then I went to this store called Pop Shelf. Holy shit, you guys. I'm gonna be totally real with you. I didn't check this place at all. I don't really get uncomfortable very often. I kind of put myself out there a lot, but I have never felt like more of a creep than when I walked into Pop Shelf. I was hit with a wave of citrus-scented oil diffused into the air, surely sourced from Bath & Body Works by the barrel, and the sound of pop music turned up just a little too loud for my old ears, which are finely attuned to listen to divorced dad rock only.
Look at this now.
It took me a fraction of a second to look around and I realized that everything was about the quarter size that an adult male, masculine like the seed of Hercules such as myself, would actually be able to use. A chill ran through my body and I realized I was in a store made for little girls. Panic was coursing through my nerves. I was by myself, no daughter or fiance in sight. The implication was almost obvious. I glanced at the nearest wall with merchandise and made some awkward gestures of disappointment, like I was frustrated at being let down by Pop Shelf's inability to stock products that I'd actually be interested in purchasing, while keeping my sunglasses on and pretending that I'm on the phone.
Welcome to Pop Shelf, sir. Can I help you find anything?
Oh, I'm going to jail. I made a hurried escape and shuffled my gargoyle feet a few doors down to Marshall's, which, for the uninformed, is basically an outlet that larger manufacturers, brands, stores can sell B-tier, overstock, and slightly off product. It's also one of my favorite places to shop. Not because I'm a fan of pants with 2 different sized legs, but rather, well, because I'm a cheap ass. Again, just to explain my thinking, it's fucking Marshall's. This is where putrid diarrhea AI slop should go, right? This is where I should be able to find it. Nothing. Not a shirt, not a toy, nothing. Funny story though, I was walking in one of these aisles and some lady was walking out and she made these really big eyes when she saw me and I was in my head like, oh yeah, she thinks I'm so fucking hot and she's so intimidated by me. And then when we passed by each other, I could smell the thick, rancid, feces-ridden air she was leaving behind her. Holy shit, dude, it was so gross. I might have a disability considering how badly I read that situation. But yeah, no AI. I was feeling pretty defeated by this point.
This is fucking stupid.
So I went to Walgreens, where I was molested by this weird guy in the ceiling, which was nice, but searching the main aisles was fruitless. The greeting cards, once again, bore no treasure for me to report on. This wall that's in the front of every location that I've never seen anyone ever buy anything from, ever, you guessed it, nothing. So I left with my head hung down and drove to the CVS on my way home. You and I both know there ain't shit in there. Where I decided this was stupid and I went home to shave my brother's head. He ended up looking like a bald Freddie Mercury. Yeah, I don't see it either. I really don't know what the hell I was talking about.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I woke up the next morning with hope in my eyes. Today's the day, I said to myself, beaming with joy and excitement for the day ahead. I have a tiny penis! I headed to my final destination for this investigation, but it still left me reeling. Would there be anything to discover? Was I wasting my time? Was this journey truly doomed for failure? Did I really just waste the viewers' time taking them to all these different locations just to basically deliver nothing except for an empty promise? But then I saw it. Hobby Lobby, the arts and crafts megamart designed by the billionaire Green family to promote and express their evangelical religious views. The chain that white Anglo-Saxon Protestant women flock to in droves to adorn their houses with these things again. The chain that's historically been in the news over and over and over again for being huge pieces of shit, even going so far as supporting the infamous Duggar family, those mother Duggars. I mean, there's no possible way that they would be so disgusting as to literally stock their shelves across the entire company with the most shameless cash grab use of AI ever, right? Yeah, dude, they sure as hell would. It's actually crazy. It's fucking everywhere. Before I went on this journey, I had seen Sirozan's video, so I went into this with a little bit of an idea of what to look out for, but my God, he was so serious about how ridiculously blatant it is. And ladies and gents, I gotta say, it's even worse than you thought.
Let's go.
I walk in and I make my way past these beautiful petroleum flavored plants and work my way towards the wall art section, literally just past the entrance, which led me to this. Well, it's not a painting, so I don't know what to call it. Oh yeah, trash. Like I said before, I'm not exactly the most scientific fella around. I don't want to really speak about things that I don't have any sort of knowledge or authority on. But you and I both know that spacesuits don't have trios of bleach white grubs on the back of them. This guy's lucky that his asshole isn't getting sucked out and ejected into space. AI kind of does this often, and you really got to take AI for what it is in its current state. It doesn't exactly know what a spacesuit is, per se. It knows that if it's asked about a spacesuit, it has some predominant colors and shapes and where things go, but things get lost in the mix sometimes, you know what I mean? Sure, it'll learn from images that are available or that are fed to it, but it's not going to spit the exact same thing back out. And that's how you get monstrosities like this. I spent some time in this weird aisle that only seemed to have pictures of this pervert, really strange stuff.
Water, fire, air, and dirt.
Fucking mirrors, how do they work? I'm gonna take a brief moment here to complain about Hobby Lobby just a bit further because it is the absolute most maddening place to explore. There are so many individual shelves of crap to buy, separated by full aisles, like where the fuck is anything supposed to go? And what the hell is this? If it's always 30% off, then that's just the price. I feel like now, 2025 at the time of recording, companies are so sneaky and trick you with so much effort into thinking that you're getting a great deal. Hobby Lobby uses tactics that would really only work on like a GTA RP server. Well, that, and also ladies with this haircut. However, the hilarity of the situation quickly subsided. I had searched pretty much the entire store by this point, and really I only found that one Astronaut. I had heard that the wall art area was where all the goodies were at, but alas, My repressed inner self cried out to me in desperation.
Find some gay little couples and turn left. Also, that black guy is super hot.
And while listening to that inner self, who definitely is not me, generally leads me to unexpected places, some of which make me smell oddly similar to a pool supply closet.
Oh, God, you reek like chlorine. What kind of pool have you been swimming in?
This time, it worked out pretty well. In order to find out if some of this stuff is AI, you really only need two things, and that's a functioning brain and an eyeball. Look at these cute little doggies. They're so adorable. They're so adorable. What the? Stop it. It's garbage. What is this? What is this? Oh, you see a signature? Don't worry. That part is probably true, because they actually pay people to draw over the AI images to make corrections, but not the actual art.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
I saw this Supra poster painting thing, but I also saw the Toyota branding, so I figured that there's no way that a car manufacturer would use AI, because how the fuck would that make any sense, right? This is called foreshadowing. I even saw this one of a classic Mustang, 1967, I'm pretty sure, and man, looks pretty good. If your eyes don't wander from the middle, that is. This is supposed to say Ford. This is a Ford branded product, and the Ford branding doesn't say Ford. Dude, all of this, gibberish. This is supposed to be the Hilton Paris balloon in Las Vegas. But what the hell is all of this? What are these even supposed to represent? It's like they told Midjourney to draw a car in under 8 strokes. But hey, the car looks great though. A little too great. Remember when I said that they were hiring artists to make corrections? Look at the area around the Mustang. Whatever was here before was 100% covered over. Look at the differences in colors all around. Look where the paint is objectively different. You could see the shape of whatever the AI rendered underneath. Dude, what the fuck? And it's branded from Ford! And that Supra picture, I can't exactly pinpoint if it's AI or not, so I'm not gonna say that it is or isn't. But I will say that it looks almost 100% like what AI would spit out if I told them to make a 13-year-old's wet dream about a Supra. And it's not like they'd be the first one to do it, since I can literally see Ford doing it in a product 6 feet away from me. Please, someone make this make sense.
It's very simple.
Then explain it.
Now that's impossible.
Here's another one that Zero pointed out, and yep, look at that. Pretty obvious AI. He said that these lines were indicative of AI. I don't know if that's true, but he seemed like he had a really great grasp on different LLMs and different results that they could produce in different versions, and a whole bunch of other smart people terminology that I'm only capable of halfway understanding, so I'm gonna assume with confidence that he's correct. Oh yeah, more manual corrections here too. How about this beautiful controller that you could play on yeah. And the text is obviously added afterwards. Most AI is pretty much completely incompetent at generating text, except for like ideogram, I think. You can also kind of tell that it's done manually because there's no additional work done at all. No borders, shadows, contrast adjustments, just hashtag girl gamer, dude, girl gamer, dude.
Clara! Hold on. Clara.
How about some more puppy dogs? Here's a hard-working one. He's part of the police force. Canine, I reckon. In the police department of... But he's got a brother who's a firefighter with... Now I gotta say, this puppy dog, this one is pretty good. I actually didn't think this was AI, but I knew that these rat fucks at Hobby Lobby weren't gonna commission somebody to actually do anything cool. And lo and behold... How about this cool monkey? He can be yours for $15.99. How about this bad boy gorilla? He's gonna punch you in your stupid little mouth if you don't take him home. Yeah. Another anthropomorphic cow? Definitely not AI. Wait, is that a dog's nose? Hey, an Xbox controller. I think it's an Elite. Oh no, wait. This must have came with a girl gamer one. What is this monster doing? What's going on with these buildings? Does any of this even make sense at all?
I don't know.
Okay, those are easy. Here's one that'll hurt your brain. This nostalgic arcade. Great picture for a game room. No game titles though, but you know what? I guess that kind of makes sense, right? Like they probably didn't have the rights to use a bunch of 80s game names. The company, the Spring Shop, they're only selling this painting for, holy shit, $25? Wow, what the fuck? They're selling it for $25, so they probably just can't afford to use the names of a bunch of real games in the art that they're selling. Except for only, oh my God, it's $30 now? For only $5 more, you can get an even bigger picture with the titles of 96 classic Atari games. So... Wait a second, the Spring Shop. So many of the other images have the same brand on it. It's actually not Hobby Lobby at all. Hobby Lobby is actually the victim. We should all go out and buy Yeah, Hobby Lobby is so disgusting that they actually create collections within their own catalogs and brand them as such, but in a way that makes you think that it's not even them making it. It's completely misleading, and I'm pretty sure that this is one of their real ways that they're deceiving the customer base. They are the ones making this merchandise, and they know that it's garbage. But by branding their products like this, any customer backlash is placed on this non-existent shop, which is really just the name of the collection of shit that they've gathered for a limited time run on the shelves to encourage people to buy more and more, because the collection differentiates by the season and year, and it's never the same. Can you see why this is kind of sort of a crock of bullshit? Anyway, my jimmies were thoroughly rustled at this point, so I ran back through the store to catalog all of these really strange homo-bovine hybrid creatures, evacuated my bowels on the sweet lips of their porcelain thrones, and I went home. I also went to World Market, which is like it's a store with like a handful of junk food from other Western friendly countries or Western countries. Most of it's stuff from like Germany, Australia, UK, and of course some Korean and Japanese snacks. And let's get this straight, they don't have the Asian snacks because they're being flooded with fresh transplants from overseas. Let's get that out of your head right now. They have them because, well, because weebs love Asian crap and weebs are everywhere. Not that any of that matters though, because I didn't find any AI merchandise there anyway. Also, right next to World Market was Michael's, which is more of what I imagine when someone says arts and crafts store. It was literally stocked from floor to ceiling with stuff to make your arts and crafts with. You know what wasn't stocked from floor to ceiling to make your arts and crafts with? Hobby Lobby, which is weird because I don't remember AI art being attached to any hobby or lobby for that matter. But boy, they sure do make plenty of space for that garbage.
Garbage day!
Look, y'all, this video wasn't made to list everything that's being sold out there that's AI. I think there's better options out there if that's what you're looking for. But I do think that uncovering what companies are truly relying on AI to drive profit is a great indicator for their ethical and moral standings. David Green of the Green family that I mentioned was behind Hobby Lobby is the true actual founder of Hobby Lobby. David Green is now a billionaire. Bootlickers and the zealously religious who are either too brainwashed or too blind to see beyond what they're told is righteousness will say that I don't know what I'm talking about. That Hobby Lobby is a corporation with shareholders and it needs to garner more profit or it'll go bust. You said it earlier, John, year over year, quarter over quarter. It's a public company. They need to cut corners where they can so people can have jobs. Those are great points, except Hobby Lobby doesn't have shareholders. It's privately owned, as in the Green family. The billionaire Green family still owns and operates it. David Green, the founder, is the CEO. His son, Steve Green, is the president. Hobby Lobby had $7.9 billion in revenue in 2023. When they're selling AI-generated art on a cheap canvas for $25, don't have to pay any sort of license or royalties for it, and are paying employees less than $13 an hour on average, and no shareholders to siphon any profit away, how much of that $25 sale do you think ends up in the Green family's pockets? No, seriously, how much do you think it is? Because I bet you it's a whole fucking lot. The Green family and Hobby Lobby are an amazing sight to behold. They shamelessly lean upon their attachment to their religion and harness the collective wealth of their fellow congregants, almost surely telling those that will listen that it's the godly decision to shop at Hobby Lobby. And everyone around them assumes that they must be right because God granted them such obscene amounts of wealth, right? The same God that gave Kenneth Copeland all of his well-deserved blessings, right?
Why have you said that you won't fly commercial? You said that it's like getting into a tube.
Get in a long tube
With a bunch of demons.
with a bunch of demons.
This guy's the total embodiment of the saving grace that is our Lord, right? Right, guys? Hello? Now, I don't want to be totally negative. At least their greeting cards were fine, so...
You need to shut the fuck up!
But this is bad. This is the definition of taking advantage of the ill-informed. Stop supporting businesses that are abusing your religious brethren's devotion and turning it into dollars and cents. Start looking at the stuff that you're buying, because I'm telling you now, this is only the beginning. Thanks for watching.